Hey there, in this video I'm just going to go over some news from the past couple of days, and I'm just going to read off my notes here. I want to start off with some news on General Motors. So Dan Amman, who has been the CEO of the Cruise subdivision of General Motors, and Cruise is the autonomous vehicle unit that has been in development in San Francisco during the past couple of years. Well, Dan Amman, is leaving the company, and in fact, he has left the company effective immediately. And Kyle Vo, who has been serving as the president and chief technical officer, and who actually founded the Cruise subdivision way back in the day. This is before General Motors even bought it, when it was just a startup. Well, he will now be the interim CEO. And there's no indication as to why Dan Amman has chosen to leave or why he has been asked to leave. It's a little unclear what exactly the circumstances were, simply that Dan Amman is no longer the CEO of Cruise. He has left the company. And so just to stress, Dan Amman has been the face of Cruise over the past couple of years, even since he was named the CEO. He was with General Motors as they came out of bankruptcy. He briefly served as the CFO for the company overall. And actually, a lot of people thought that he could ultimately be picked as the potential CEO of General Motors overall. So this is just to stress he was a very important person at the company. So this is very surprising. All right, and for FedEx reported earnings a couple of days ago. They beat on both the top and the bottom lines. Operating income jumped 11% year over year adjusted, and that was despite another $470 million in increased costs that were associated with labor shortages and supply chain disruptions. And their beat was in large part because of higher revenue per shipment at all transaction segments, as FedEx has been able to raise rates, add surcharges. FedEx also raised its full year earnings guidance to above what the street had been estimating. FedEx president and COO Raj Subramaniam said that he doesn't expect the aforementioned $470 million of increased costs, the increased costs associated with labor shortages and supply chain disruptions. He does not expect those costs to continue into the second half of the year. He feels that FedEx will be able to improve operating profits and operating margins in the second half of the year. FedEx has been investing very heavily for capacity and growth. There has been a big increase in job applicants as people are coming off of the sidelines because of increased pay and incentives from the company. FedEx had previously forecast a 10% increase in volumes versus 2020 for the Christmas season. And, of course, we have yet to see if that will play out. They've had some days of 100 million packages or more moving through the network. And the company also is announcing a new $5 billion stock buyback. And since then, FedEx stock is up about 5%. Since this earnings release, FedEx's stock is up about 5%. And lastly, on to Rivian. Rivian recently released earnings as well. They lost $12.21 per share on revenue of $1 million. The CEO of Rivian, RJ Scaringe, commented on the increased demand that they're seeing. They produced in the quarter 652 R vehicles. R, the name of the vehicle they produced, so that's R1T and R1S. They delivered 386 of those, the R1S. They delivered their first R1S, their electric SUV, last week. Rivian plans to deliver their first vehicles to Amazon this month, and 100,000 have been ordered by Amazon. The first one of those will be delivered this month, as I said. Rivian will slowly ramp up production in their Normal, Illinois facility over the next couple of years. And they also announced a new Georgia facility, and it's going to be built east of Atlanta. Production will begin in 2024, and they break ground next summer. The capacity of that plant will be 400,000 vehicles. And the Normal, Illinois plant has the current plant that they have, the normal Illinois plant, has a capacity of 200,000 vehicles or so. In all, at that time, in 2024, after this Georgia plant is complete, Rivian will have an EV capacity of 600,000. And that new plant in Georgia will also create an additional 7,500 jobs once that plant is up and running. And it's also important to note that there are now 71,000 orders for the R1T and R1S. Now, so 71,000, and that's up from 54,000 during their IPO time. So about a 28% increase. And also, one thing very interesting, RJ Scringe noted that 90% of the orders that are coming, of the orders for their trucks, are coming from people who have never owned a truck before. So that's just something very interesting to point out. All right, well, anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something in this video, and I will see you next time.